بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Good morning to everyone. Welcome to today's lesson for the third intermediate grade. Second term, the book is Full Blast 6 and the lesson will be for C, What Went Wrong. Today we will practice the skills vocabulary, listening and speaking. This lesson was prepared and will be presented by Faisal Al-Ghamdi. By the end of today's lesson, we should be able to form opposites with negative prefixes. We should be able to listen for specific information and to speak about bad holidays. I want you now to open your book.
Full blast.
And I want you first to have a look at these pictures. What or which of the following do you think may ruin your holiday? Will your holiday be ruined if you miss a flight, or if you wait for a delayed train, if you forget your passport, or lose your suitcases? Will your holiday be ruined if you have a car breaking down, if you get sunburnt, or if you run out of money? What about packing the wrong clothes, like in this picture? If you have summer clothes and the weather turns to be cold, very cold, a winter weather. Now let's go to the vocabulary exercise. And here we are going to learn about the prefixes that indicate the opposite meaning, or that tells you the opposite meaning of a word, either if it is an adjective or a verb. Today we are going to learn about three different prefixes. They are an, this, or am. The opposites of many English words are formed by adding a negative prefix, like an, this, am, etc. to the words. Let's look at some examples. For example, happy. What is the opposite of happy? You can say the opposite is sad, or maybe angry sometimes. But there is an easy way to form the opposite of happy by adding the prefix un. So you say unhappy. Unhappy means not happy. Like, if you like something, you love it. Dislike. And polite, a man with or a boy with good manners. If you want to say the opposite of this word, you may say impolite. Usually, an and am are used with adjectives, but this can be used with both verbs or adjectives. Let's do the rest of this exercise. What do you think about agree? Agree means accept or say yes. It is a verb, yes. So it should be under this list. Disagree. What about possible? What is the opposite of possible? You are right, impossible. What about comfortable? Uncomfortable. What about pleasant? Unpleasant. What about organized? If something is arranged in a good way, so it is organized. Or the opposite is disorganized. Healthy. in a good health. Unhealthy. What about appear? Appear, as you know, is a verb. So what is the opposite of it? Disappear. What about patient? What is the opposite of patient? Impatient, you are right. Successful. Unsuccessful. Unsatisfied. Dissatisfied. So these prefixes always give us the opposite of the meaning of any adjective or verb that it will be added to. Now let's go to the listening, and here you are going to listen to 4 people, Andrew, Rob, Greg and Mark. They are going to talk about their holidays or their holiday experiences. Then we will match their names with the statements or with the sentences right here on the right. And there is one extra statement. As you can see, we have 5 statements, 5 sentences, and we have 4 people. So we are going to match the statements to the people, and we still will have one statement more. So let's read the statements before we start listening. I missed part of my holiday. I forgot to bring something. I was dissatisfied with the service. I almost ran out of money. I got sunburnt badly. I want you now to listen carefully and try to match the names with the statements.
4. Listen. Listen to 4 people talking about their holiday experiences and match them with the statements. There is one extra statement which you do not need to use. Andrew.
Well, I had spent ages planning my trip. The best beaches, the most luxurious hotel, everything was organised. But when I arrived, there was a problem I hadn't predicted: the weather. It rained almost every day. Luckily, there were lots of things to do in the hotel. On the last day, the sun came out, and I spent all day by the pool trying to get a tan. I ended up red all over and couldn't sleep all night. A very unpleasant experience.
So what happened to Andrew? Did he miss part of his holiday? Did he forget to bring something? Was he dissatisfied with the service? Or did he run out of money? Did he get sunburnt badly? Yes, you are right. Andrew got sunburnt badly. Now listen to Rob telling his story.
Rob.
I booked my flight online. It was the first time, so I was a bit nervous about making a mistake. Anyway, I got to the airport and I checked I had my passport, my booking details, my money and my suitcase. All was going well until I heard the announcement. A 3-hour delay. Oh well, I thought, what can you do? But 3 hours turned into a whole day. It was a nightmare. I finally arrived a day late, and I was only staying for a long weekend. It ruined the trip.
So what ruined Mr. Rob's holiday? Yes, he got a delay in his flight, so he missed part of his holiday. Actually, almost 1 day of his holiday was missed. Listen to Greg.
Greg.
I love sunbathing, and I was really looking forward to spending a whole week in the sun. I didn't have much spending money with me, but that was okay, because all I wanted to do was sit by the pool and read the new book I had bought. Unfortunately, my dream didn't come true, because my book was sitting at home on my desk while I was on my holiday. I asked if I could borrow one from the hotel, but the books they had were terrible.
So what happened to Mr. Greg? Greg planned to go for a holiday, and in that holiday he would bring his new book that he bought, his valuable one, and he's going to read it on the pool. But he forgot it at home, and he couldn't borrow it from the hotel. So he forgot something. He forgot to bring something. Listen to Mark now.
Mark.
I'm usually very organised when I go away. Maybe too organised. I make lots of lists for everything that I need, so I don't forget anything. My brother usually argues with me, but he knows I'm right. However, something went wrong on my last holiday. Everything seemed to be cheap there, so I bought lots of nice things. One day, I was at the market again, and I realised what I had been doing. I hardly had any money left, and I still had 3 more days to go. I was so angry at myself. It won't happen again, that's for sure.
So what happened to Mark? Mark seems to be spending a lot of money. He bought a lot of things because he found the place where he went to, the prices were very low, so he spent a lot of money. So he almost ran out of money. Excellent. Now we will go to the speaking part. And in the speaking part here, we are going to talk in pairs. So you find a pair to talk with. Tell him about a bad holiday experience you've had. Use some of the ideas below. So maybe you can use one of these ideas to talk about a bad holiday. For example, if you have stayed in a dirty hotel, if you got lost, if you stayed in a noisy area like this, if you got sick and you went maybe to hospital, if you lost your wallet or you lost your money. These are some examples, and of course you can bring up any ones if you have any. If you don't understand what your partner is saying, ask him or her to repeat, clarify, or elaborate on what he or she said. Use phrases like, could you repeat that, please? If you didn't hear him, you can ask him this question. Could you repeat that, please? I'm sorry, but I didn't understand what you said. What do you mean by that? What do you mean if you didn't understand what he is saying? Can you be more specific if he is talking about something general? Can you give me any examples if it is not clear, etc. If you want to know whether your partner understands what you are talking about or not, use phrases like, do you understand? Do you understand? So you may check that he understood your point or your story. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so far. Okay, so far. Until now. Are you with me? Etc. To check up, we may have some examples like this one. I want you to have a look at this example. Okay, so maybe we can have a look at this example. For example, student A will say, I had a terrible holiday experience about 2 years ago. The other one will answer and say, why? What happened? Then A will say, I went to Rome with my parents and everything went wrong. What do you mean? Here he didn't understand. What does he mean by went wrong? What went wrong? Well, first of all, we stayed at a very expensive hotel, which, however, was extremely dirty and close to a very noisy area. Sounds horrible. Then you may continue on this and say, for example, it was What's more, my brother got sick and we stayed in the hotel for about 2 days looking after him. How long was your holiday? 5 days. So when he got better, there wasn't a lot of time left. What about the city? Did you like it? It's a pretty city. But we got lost twice, and to top it all off, my dad lost his wallet and we didn't have enough money in the end. Oh no. So as you can see, he had a very bad experience. And I wish you, if you go for a journey next time on your holiday, you will enjoy your trip. That was it for today. Thank you for listening to us, and I hope that you enjoyed the lesson.